If you are interested in grad school, we have information for you. I'm Allison Humphrey, bringing you the story.
The most important question is, how the hell am I going to pay for all this?
Faculty Response, I'm Jared Shields, and today we take a look at how MSU instructors are reacting to a recent change in how course evaluations are handled.
A message of inclusion. I'm Dakota Williamson. See how these MSU organizations are partnering to break down the barriers on the abilities of students with disabilities.
Welcome to Take 30 News. I'm Anna Elizabeth Buys.
And I'm Jared Shields. Starkville Super Walmart shoppers were turned away yesterday after a bomb threat. Here you can see heavy police presence from Highway 12. Starkville PD cleared and searched the building and surrounding parking lot and said the threat wasn't serious. According to the department, a customer found the threat written on a note. The customer gave the note to an employee. Police are reviewing all video and information. This will remain as an open investigation. If you have any information on this case, Starkville Police ask you to call them at 662-323-4131. Last night, parts of Starkville went dark due to a large power outage. Around 10:45 p.m., power was lost to businesses and homes across the city. Power was out for just over an hour. Here you can see police officers directing traffic on the corner of Highway 12 and Montgomery Street. Mayor Lynn Spurl says the outages were due to a transformer going out at the substation. The outages impacted most of the north side of town, but areas on South Montgomery and the west end of town did not lose power.
Another politician wants to change Mississippi's state flag, but this one's a little different. Saying the state is stuck looking into its past, Attorney General candidate Andy Taggart is the first Republican to actively inject the flag as a major issue into this year's campaign, according to the Clarion Ledger. Taggart says too many young people are leaving the state, and while it may only be a symbolic change, a new flag would show Mississippi is looking ahead. Taggart said the flag acts like a snapshot of Mississippi, and the current snapshot is about the Civil War, which was driven by slavery. If elected Attorney General, Taggart would have no power to change the state flag. Taggart said he believes it's up to the legislature to make the change. Lawmakers filed more than a dozen bills to redesign the flag this year, but all were rejected without consideration early in the session. A candidate for the upcoming Mississippi governor election says important campaign files were stolen from his truck. Robert Foster is seeking the Republican nomination for governor. According to the Clarion Ledger, his truck was broken into while attending a college Republicans event in Jackson. Foster says a window was shattered on his truck and campaign files, a briefcase, USB drives, a campaign laptop, and other valuables were stolen. Foster said that the theft was Foster didn't say that theft was politically motivated, but also questioned why someone would take the files.
Police say he assaulted and choked a woman on the side of a Starkville street, but they can stop looking for him because he turned himself in. Starkville police say last Wednesday, 34-year-old Carl Ward III of Starkville turned himself in for a domestic violence aggravated assault warrant. Police say last month, Ward assaulted and choked a woman on the roadside of Louisville Street. Anyone with any information is asked to contact Golden Triangle Crime Stoppers at 1-800-530-7151. If you have unused or expired prescription drugs, police and a group on campus ask you to properly dispose of them. The Mississippi State Department of Health Promotion and Wellness is holding a prescription drug take-back day next Wednesday from 10 to 2 on the drill field. They say it's a safe, convenient, and responsible way to dispose of prescription drugs. They also plan on educating people about medications and the potential for abuse. If it rains, they'll move to the Union.
Building more homes for families in need. As Take 30's Josh Rankin shows us, the Starkville Habitat for Humanity is relocating their thrift store to do just that.
Habitat's a Christian mission where we believe that everybody deserves a safe, decent place to live and to have a family. So we go out and we raise money to build houses for people in need. Restore is a way for us to get money for building houses. People donate things like furniture, appliances, building materials, and then we resell it to the public at a pretty low price, but all of that money goes towards the construction of a new house.
The Restore has been in Starkville for over 15 years now. The main differences between the old and new locations, though, is that the old location is almost 20 minutes away from the main building located in downtown Starkville. But being more visible isn't the only reason for the relocation. It's also about connecting more with the Starkville community.
Our old Restore was out in the country on Rock Hill Road. Very few people knew where it was. Very few people would pass it on a daily basis. So we didn't get a lot of traffic. We didn't get hardly any students that would come out there and shop. And this is a great place for students. We're hoping that we can, with this new location, make enough money to build another house a year. So we would go up from building 2 houses a year to 3. And that's huge, to put 3 families in a house each year rather than 2.
Renovations are still being made to the Restore's new location, which Downey says will be complete soon. Downey also says that he and his team have faith that the new location will help them make a positive change to citizens in need. In Starkville, this is Josh Rankin with Take 30 News.
The new store is located on 206 Jackson Street and will have its grand opening on April 26th at 11 a.m. Coming up, troubled teachers. Why some faculty members are unhappy with school administrators.
Cash Matlock from the Wednesday crew in the fall of 2018.
Learning, growing, becoming. Take 30 News at MSU.
Take 30 News is the only student-powered television news program at Mississippi State.
We've got the latest weather report.
We go far and wide to tell you the stories you need to hear from your campus. From parking.
Parking spots are becoming more and more scarce.
To sports.
Also, the opening of the new Polk-Dermott Stadium.
To how to stay healthy.
It is supposed to lessen your symptoms.
Take 30 News is the news you need, wrapped in maroon and white.
Faculty, a Mississippi State teachers group says a new method to evaluate courses and teachers could jeopardize jobs. This comes after an announcement that course evaluations would go from paper handed out in class to an online evaluation.
The change from in-class course evaluations to online evaluations has left some instructors with concerns. Faculty Senate member Dr. Kevin Williams says he is afraid that the response rates to online evaluations will be horribly low.
Just historically looking at how things work, my paper response rate is much higher than online.
According to Williams, this potential change to an exclusively digital evaluation could make it harder for instructors to show their effectiveness when applying for tenure.
Tenure means job stability and the confidence that you will have a job every year. If you don't make tenure, that means you uproot your family, your living situation, you uproot everything, and in basically 1 year, you've got to figure out what to do now with your life.
Williams believes that a sudden decrease in the number of course evaluations could negatively affect someone trying to get tenure.
But could Mississippi State instructors expect a decrease in student participation for course evaluations if the change from paper to digital is made?
I feel like we're going to get lower feedback. There's no way every student's checking every last email.
But I think it'll be low because not everybody check their emails and not everybody will be willing to fill it out because they may seem like it's a waste of time.
Probably a lower response because they're not going to be forced with the teacher looking at them to do it.
According to Williams, there might be ways to improve course evaluations, but the digital trial might not be the most effective change.
And if that's really what you want is the best instruction, we need to sit down and have that conversation before we start changing the way you play the game.
We reached out to Mississippi State Chief Communications Officer Sid Salter for comment on the change, but he did not respond. So what does this mean for students? According to Office of Institutional Research and Effectiveness, students will receive emails over the next few weeks that contains a URL link that will take them to the website to do surveys. Now, this email will also contain passwords tied to a specific course evaluation survey. The email also details how to access the class climate dashboard that is available through Canvas. The Class Climate Dashboard will allow students to see all the evaluations that they need to complete for their courses this semester. The Office of Institutional Research and Effectiveness also recommends that instructors still give students time during one class period to complete their course evaluation. This semester, course evaluations will be open for students to complete until April 24th at 11 p.m. That's the last regular day of class. And Elizabeth?
Thanks, Jared. Graduation is just around the corner, and while some soon-to-be college grads can't wait to be done with school for good, others want to continue education. But is it too late for seniors to go to grad school in the fall? Take 30's Allison Humphrey reached out to admissions specialists for the answer.
Shelby Runyons is a senior at Mississippi State, and she will graduate in May. She did not decide to go to graduate school until her second semester of her senior year.
I currently work in our athletic department here at Mississippi State, and I suddenly had a drive to want to continue to learn in athletics and further my education. So I started looking at schools that had graduate assistant positions first, actually, and because I'm not going to find a way to pay for graduate school any other way. And so my parents told me that as long as I could find a way for it to be paid for, I was more than welcome to go. So now I've applied to Eastern Michigan, and I'm hopefully going to be accepted into their either sports administration or communication program.
Nathan Drake advises students to begin doing their homework early.
I mean, if you're really serious about going to graduate school, you should be thinking about it probably the second semester of your junior year, or at the latest, probably the first semester of your senior year.
So many people spend their entire lives in school, and some people decide to stay in school. For many, the issue with graduate school is deciding how they're going to pay for it. Shelby advises students who are considering graduate school not to let cost affect their decision.
If money is a concern, look for GA spots. There's plenty of websites like Teamworks and COSADA where that have graduate assistantships that you can apply for, and you can do it the reversal way like I did. Try to find a place that can give you the money to go to grad school.
For Take 30 News, I am Allison Humphrey.
Nathan Drake says that if anyone is interested in learning more, to email him at ndrake@grad.msstate.edu. Don't go anywhere. We have weather and sports after the break.
In today's information age, speed and technology drive innovation and economic advantage. At Mississippi State University, our Cray supercomputer is among the fastest academic systems in the world. How fast? Wrap your mind around 593 trillion calculations per second. What can we do with a system like this? What can't we do? When NASA had safety concerns with John Glenn's shuttle mission, they turned to us. When the Navy needed a better submarine, we helped design it. We built a better, safer engine cradle for the Corvette, assisted Homeland Security with cyber strategies, and predicted severe weather patterns for NOAA. We're changing the game for supercomputing while helping protect and shape tomorrow, opening up a whole new world of possibilities. It's hard to fathom. By the year 2050, Earth will be home to 3 billion more people than today. And with rising populations and dwindling resources, one of the most pressing questions is a stark one. How will we feed everyone? At Mississippi State University, we're preparing a meal table where there's a seat for all of us. As one of the nation's leading research universities, our scientists are deploying technology to enhance crop production, developing vaccines to protect aquaculture, working to boost water resources here at home and in communities around the globe. And by partnering with the League of International Universities and the United Nations, we're guaranteeing that global food security is a priority for years to come. As our world grows, so do the challenges. But when it comes to how we will feed everyone, rest assured, Mississippi State has all options on the table.
Welcome back. After a wet couple of days, the sun is finally out, but that may not last through the weekend. Let's take a look at our Campus Connect forecast. Today and tomorrow, expect temperatures in the low 80s. As we look toward the weekend, expect that to drop just a little into the 70s as rain and thunderstorms move through our areas. For an updated weather forecast, you can always visit weather.msstate.edu. It's a big week on campus for some fraternities and sororities. It's National Panhellenic Council Week. The Collaborative African American Greek organization has a week full of events for students on campus. They include the Sanderson basketball tournament, Darty at Moe's, Maroon Table Talk, Paint and Sip, the Stroll Off, Block Party, and the first ever Greek Gala that will be taking place in the ballrooms in the Union.
So NPHC Week served as basically a unifying movement or movement of events to create a unified bond across the yard, or the yard is like our council, as well as creating a unified movement. We also are promoting awareness of our organizations and basically getting our name out and getting NPHC's name out, their brand, to promote membership and new membership. Cool.
With 8 Greek organizations have their own weeks on campus, this is the 4th time that the NPHC held the collaborative event.
Technology, Entertainment, and Design, or better known as a TED Talk, has made landfall. This past Friday, the MSU chapter of TED helped bring the well-known organization to campus. This was a first for Mississippi State. Speakers included local leaders from a variety of backgrounds and ages.
Well, I mean, Mississippi State, we're an academic institution, right? So I think it's important to host things like this that are about spreading ideas, and that's particularly what TED's about, you know, technology, education, design. So I think if we're really trying to be honest about what Mississippi State's about, then hosting things like this should be our #1 mission.
Coming up, we take a look at a big weekend ahead for MSU's athletic teams and how one group is making soccer all about inclusion. Take 30 Sports is next.
You know the scene in those popular TV crime shows when the investigators show up? The one where they scratch their heads while trying to figure out who committed the homicide and when? At Mississippi State University, we're solving mysteries behind real-life crime scenes with forensic research that's a first of its kind. Teaming with microbiologists from around the country, we're examining microscopic bacteria that can help solve real murders. So far, our partnership with a major metropolitan medical examiner is yielding results with more than 200 real-life crime samples analyzed. We're learning how microbiomes change and relocate, uncovering evidence in criminal investigations by better pinpointing time of death. Way more exciting than being a TV detective. We're finding crucial answers when they're needed most. Solving mysteries with science, that's worth watching.
Welcome to Take 30 Sports. I'm Chris Carr. The moment everyone has been waiting for, the 34th annual Super Bulldog Weekend, a spring homecoming tradition. This weekend, April 12th through 14th, the campus will be filled with traditions, sports, entertainment, and family. The festivities began Friday, April 12th at 3 p.m. with women's tennis, baseball at 6 p.m. Saturday, April 13th, soccer, football, and baseball will be in action. Soccer is at 11 a.m. against Auburn. Football's maroon and white scrimmage game is at 1 p.m. and baseball is at 3 p.m. against Alabama. Sunday will wrap up the weekend's festivities with women's tennis at 1 p.m. against LSU and baseball against Alabama at 3 p.m. For more information on Mississippi State's athletics, you can follow their Twitter and Facebook and Instagram accounts by searching for Hell State. The volleyball Dogs are back in action this weekend during the Super Bulldog Weekend. The spring game is held in Newell Grissom Saturday, April 13th at 11 a.m. against Mississippi University for women. Today makes the second time this season that the Bulldogs have competed with the Memphis Tigers. Despite the tough loss against LSU, I'm sure the Dogs are ready to redeem themselves. Tonight's match is at News Park at 6 p.m. However, I want to highlight two athletes that are killing the game. Does Mia Davison and Falawea ring a bell? The two entered this weekend ranked 4th nationally with 18 home runs each. Catch your Dogs on SEC Network Plus to see the Dogs live. This past weekend, the Diamond Dogs took to the road to face Tennessee in Knoxville. Friday night, Ethan Small led the team to a 6-3 win through 11 innings. During the game, senior Jake Mangum began the all-time hits leader in MSU history after going 3 for 5 on the night and recording 337 total career base hits. Saturday, State was without their usual Day 2 starter, freshman JT Ginn, reportedly due to some discomfort. Peyton Plumlee got the start and only allowed 2 runs during the game, but the team couldn't get the offense going and dropped the game 2-1. Looking to take the series on Sunday, State relied heavily on its bullpen for 8 innings of play. The Dogs won the game 7-5 and took the series on the road. 2 Mississippi State organizations have teamed up to bring a message of inclusion in a unique and fun way. Take 30's Dakota Williamson has more on the story.
Students with intellectual disabilities are often underappreciated and misunderstood. That's why organizers of the second annual Football Jamboree wanted to emphasize one thing: inclusion. Jordan Dominy is a student who suffers from dyslexia, but despite his disability, he shows he can have a good time no matter what.
I really didn't have my A-game face on, so I wasn't really playing my hardest out there, but you know, I tried to ball it out. Being out here, meeting other people, and then having a good time. That's all that matters.
The Mississippi State Department of Kinesiology teamed up with the MSU Access Program to host their second annual Start Vegas Football Jamboree. Organizers of the event say they want to show that students with disabilities are able to do anything that others can do.
They can show people they are capable playing sport just like us.
Soccer is no easy sport, but with the help of kinesiology professor Dr. J.J. Chen, students have been learning the ropes to help them prepare for this event all semester.
It's like every single Tuesday and Thursday I'm in class at Sanderson, just practicing soccer, doing basketball too, but you know, I like it a lot. It's very interesting.
So the students have been able to practice their soccer skills, learn the rules of the game, interact with each other, and then prepare for this big tournament here.
The event took place at the university's old intramural fields and consisted of a 3-on-3 soccer tournament with youth, high school, adult, family, and unified divisions.
First game I scored about 2 goals. Other than that, my body's wearing out, so I gotta save some more energy and drink some H2O water.
Reporting for Take 30 News, I'm Dakota Williamson.
For more information on the Access program, visit access.msstate.edu. This is all for sports. Coming, we take a look at this weekend in Starkville.
Take 30 News is the only student-powered television news program at Mississippi State.
We've got the latest weather report.
We go far and wide to tell you the stories you need to hear from your campus. From parking.
Parking spots are becoming more and more scarce.
To sports.
Also, the opening of the new Polk DeMint Stadium.
To how to stay healthy.
It is supposed to lessen your symptoms.
Take 30 News is the news you need, wrapped in maroon and white.
Matlock from the Wednesday crew in the fall of 2018.
Learning, growing, becoming. Take 30 News at MSU.
Welcome back. This broadcast was honored by the Louisiana-Mississippi Associated Press. Take 30 News took home a first place award in the General Excellence in Television category. Judges reviewed a variety of last year's shows to make the determination. 2 reporters from the Reflector received awards for breaking news coverage, and 2 students from the Geosciences department won awards for Best Weathercast. Congrats to all of you. This Saturday, the Starkville Area Arts Council is hosting the annual Cotton District Arts Festival. The festival is all about showcasing the art of Starkville and Mississippi. There will be over 100 artists ranging from musicians to sculptors and painters. The day will include live music, a taste of Starkville competition, a pet parade, a student art competition, a writer's village, and much more. According to the festival's Twitter page, the event is rain or shine, but they will keep festival goers updated in case of severe weather.
This weekend, the MSU Theater will present William Shakespeare's The Tempest. They will have performances Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights held in the McComas Theater on campus and beginning at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are $12 and $7 for students. Friday night, the student organization Terpsichore Dance Theater Company will host their annual showcase. The theme of the show is headliners, and students will dance to songs that have reached the top of the popular music charts. The show will be held at the Greensboro Center. Doors open at 6:30 and the show starts at 7. Tickets are $5. Well, that is all we have for you today. I thank you so much for watching. I'm Anna Elizabeth Bies.
Remember, you can find all Take 30 News shows on our YouTube channel at Take 30 News Mississippi State University. And remember to catch the Thursday crew tomorrow at 4, live on MSTV. I'm Jared Shields. Good night.